recorded. My understanding is I'm going to be uploading this to our Facebook group as well as the YouTube channel. Okay, so if you find something useful, you'll be able to access it there. Apologies for not having a more fancy screen. My understanding is, bear with me, you all are muted as a default, but I can turn any of you off when the time comes for Q&A, so we'll work through that when we get there. Fair enough so far? The agenda is as follows, as I have been instructed. We're talking about the do not call list today. What you can do about it, folks, it's not a big topic, and there's not much you can learn about here. And in fact, in my opinion, as an agent and an instructor, I don't see much, I don't want to say value in it, but I don't want to waste your time. So we're going to talk a bit about that. And then I'm going to open up the floor to an open Q&A across the board. Does that sound fair, everybody? Let's use the chat at least for our initial engagement. Can we change that to everyone? You'll find an option from hosts and panelists. Your other option is everyone. That's right here. And when we get into it, we'll go for a hand raise. I'll unmute you and we'll go from there. Does that sound fair, everyone? Remember always, as a trainer, I'm going to point out things that you probably already know. One is in the lower right-hand corner. Let me get my little pointer here, folks. Bear with me. They updated it and they have a few new features. And I think, is that it? I want to get a little spotlighter. Well, it's giving me some issue. I'll skip it. Lower right-hand corner, everyone, it's your chat. That's our tech team. It's no cost. It's 7 days a week. I know a lot of times you want to speak to someone immediately. You know, there's a few questions you got to answer to get you in the right area, you know, whether it be our core KB Core platform or one of our add-ons like Core Percent or Core Listing Machine. But we're here to help. It's 7 days a week. Keep that in mind. If everyone's good with me so far, let's talk the DNC. And what I'd like to do, the do not call list, make some things out to you that it's very clear. Into the chat, please keep an eye out. I just put an article about what I have about the do not call list, okay? Now, all of you can search for articles anywhere and all the time from the dashboard. In fact, any screen, if you navigate in the lower left, everyone lower left, support and training, and you go to our support center, this is how I can search for whatever article I want. I want to learn about this. I want to learn about that. I bet you we got an article on it, okay? And in addition to that, when you do that live chat, if you bring your attention back over to the lower right, and I click on that little blue circle, if I wanted to search for an article, for example, for do not call, I could do that right here. And that's going to give me all the options that I have for the do not call list, okay? But here's the thing as agents. So some of you may be on this call and you're an admin. Some of you may be on this call and you're an agent. Maybe you're both. Well, as an agent, you can't really do anything about the do not call except submit a list to your admin so that they can upload it. Sorry, admins. Agent permissions do not allow for an agent to do anything about a do not call. And you might be like, well, what is the do not call? Well, you got a list of people and some of them say do not call. And you might say, well, should I even put them in the system? Well, I'd say, yeah. If you got an email, and guess what? Do not call is not the same as do not text. Something to keep in mind. All right. So let's get into it. So now that we know and you have the article about what it is, so let's say you have a do not call list and you want to upload it into KB Core so that you know when you're using the system to make calls and really nurture those conversations with your contacts, leads, and past clients that you know it's on the do not call list. So what do? You don't call them, right? Okay. So as an admin, and even if you're an agent, you can follow along. Click on your name in the upper right-hand corner. I'm impersonating Jared. Again, my name's Brett. Holler at me when I can help. I'm clicking on my name, Jared, in the upper right, and note, if you will, that it says company admin. That's how I know I'm an admin. So for your agents, you might already be glazing your eyes over, but just be aware of it. If that's a priority for you, I'm going to show you how you can do that to your admins. Again, sorry, admin. So let's click on our name and let's find the option that says phone. Phone. It's in my drop-down list. What is that phone? That's your smart numbers. Okay. If you're an admin, every office has a smart number. Every agent in that office shares that smart number, and it has many benefits. For the do not call list, if everyone would bring their attention to the upper left-ish, right to the right of my left menu over here, I'm underneath the agents tab, and I see the option for phone, and you'll see a do not call list. Now, agents, if you're following along and you look, you go, I don't have one. That's right, you don't. Only an admin is going to have this option. So let's click on it. So what I can do from this point is, if I'm Agent Brett and I have a do not call list and I want it to be imported into my system, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send that list to my admin. The admin uploads it, okay, for you. You admins, this is what it looks like. So if I'm adding bulk phone numbers in the upper far right-hand corner, bulk add phone numbers, and I'm an admin and I click that, it's saying, okay, give us your Excel spreadsheet or CSV file. Okay, and we'll have some steps for you. You upload it, you pick, your files on your computer, you upload that, then it's in there. Then you, the agent, now have, voila, the do not call list notated in your CRM. Guess what, folks? It doesn't do anything. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is, if I have a lead that has the do not call description, I can still call them. They're still going to come up on my daily calls. The point is that you are seeing that flag and saying, okay, I can't call these guys or these gals. Could you email them? Yes. Could you text them? Still yes. So admins, I've uploaded my list. Here it is. I did it. You'll be asked who am I doing this for, et cetera, et cetera. The admin can put in notes, but the agent can't see those notes. So these notes that you might enter would just be for you, the admin. But this also could be at an office level. I can add numbers individually. I'm an admin and say, hey, can you add this number on the do not call? I put in that telephone number. I make notes if appropriate, and that's it. That's it, folks. That's the short of it. So what I want to make clear is, one, it doesn't stop you. Let's see what a lead record looks like that is designated as a do not call, a DNC. Everybody with me so far? Virginia's having some issues seeing my screen. Is anyone else, can anyone confirm in the chat that you can see my screen before I move on? Sorry about that, Virginia. You see it now, Virginia? Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, we're good. Thanks, Cecilia. Okay, cool. Thanks, everyone. Okay, cool. We'll keep going. So, something to think about to make a big effort, because this is what happens. Now I've uploaded my list, do not call list. Okay. So let's go to our smart CRM. How do I get there? You're going to navigate on the left-hand side, friends. Left-hand side, I'm 1, 2, 3 down from the top on the left, smart CRM. So these are where my leads live. Now, for those of you that are agents, you might not ever see this view. And this is, by the way, FYI on an aside, nobody can see your personal leads. As an admin, which I'm logged in as, I could not see my agent leads. Now, if I'm a company and I give you a lead and I assign it to you, of course I can see it. But if your personal stuff, this is what your leads look like to an admin, by the way. I can see that it exists. I can see that it's owned and assigned to Emily over here on the right, that it was added on 10/4, and maybe even location and interest, but I won't see email, I won't see phone, can't see any texts, and I can't even click and get any further. So just an FYI. But let's say this is yours, not the admin, and I'm an agent and I can see all my stuff. Let's look at what a lead looks like when it has been designated as DNC. Now, I've already pulled this up. This is a test lead, if you will, take a look around for a minute. So hopefully this is old stuff for y'all. You know what a lead record looks like, right? All I did is clicked on a lead's name to get here. So I went to my smart CRM. I clicked on a lead's name, and then I'll notice over here on the left-hand column, everyone look over here on the left where it says Leah Test. Just to get familiar, everything on the left, friends, is just, think of it as information. Telephone number, their name, email, address, if I have it. Are they a buyer or seller? Have I given them any hashtags when they signed up? What they clicked on if they did, kind of stuff. But notice that DNC sitting right there. It's right by the phone number. I'm in the upper left. See that red DNC? I want to reemphasize, and maybe you all don't know this, but this system creates daily calls and tasks for you. And there's really 3 categories about how we do that. Let me come back here in 1 second. I think this is helpful for everyone, just to remember what the system's doing for you. I'll come back to that leads record in a minute. I'm in the main dashboard again. And if I bring your attention over here to the middle left, notice there's calls and tasks right next to activity. I'm hitting that tab there. This is your activity stream, these tiles you see that are real-time activity of folks shopping on your website. But I have other tabs up here, and if I look to my calls and my tasks, the system is setting up. You all learned about this in part 1 of setting up KV Core in the Agent Quick Start. So hopefully everyone knows this, but it's just a reminder. The system sets up calls for you. And it does it for a variety of reasons. 1, check this out. Look at that one, if everyone can see that. If you have a lead that's in your system that has a phone number that you've never called, we're going to suggest that you do. That's just one of the many ways that we're, giving you some not sure what to do today kind of activities. Second, are calls and tasks you schedule for yourself. Maybe I schedule a call for Friday. Check if the disclosure is in, or make sure that sign is up, or whatever. And the third are calls and tasks that are associated with our smart drip campaigns. Inside of all our default campaigns, not only are there emails and texts to go out to your leads, but also calls and tasks to help you keep on track. Keeping that in mind, if this John Tippett's fella was a DNC, it would still show up on my call list, and it will not prevent you from calling them. I want everyone to make that clear. Why? I don't know. It almost seems to me like, why do we even do this if it doesn't prevent them from calling them? I'm just, stepping outside the company kind of thing. But there it is. It'll say DNC on your call list, like when you're looking, it'll say, do not call, if I click on that. But if I tried to make the call right now, I still could. Okay. And for those of you that didn't know, yes, you can make phone calls from your laptop using our smart number. Now, the thing is, you can also make them on your mobile app, friends. So your daily calls and tasks, you'll see them here on your main dashboard when you're actually on your laptop. 2, we will email you on a daily basis. And 3, you can access your daily calls from your mobile app. Something you might not have known, pro tip. Did you know that you can make your own call lists any given day based on hashtag? And then, shut down your laptop, grab your mobile app, and say, I want to call these 10 people today. I could pull these 10 people up, select them, and then at more actions, and where am I? I'm in the smart CRM, and I'm showing you how you could make your own call list on your mobile dialer based on hashtag. When I think of a pro tip, I'm going to tell you, all right? And then we'll wrap up this DNC and open up Q&A, okay? So let's say I'm in my CRM and I say, you know what, I want to call these people today. The thing is, your mobile app has a predictive dialer. So I don't even have to dial these folks' telephone numbers. It'll give you a flash on your screen of who it is and what little or much you may know about them, where they're looking, last time you called, and stuff like that. But so let's say I want to call these 10 people. I select them all. You go to more actions at the top menu and you just give it a hashtag. And maybe I call it, today's dials. Just remember, with hashtags, you don't use spaces. No one sees it but you. If I said, okay, tag it, tag those leads, shut down my laptop, grab my mobile app, get on the road, pull up at KV Core Mobile, and go to the dialer, and it will say you can dial your daily tasks or you can dial by hashtag. You're going to click dial by hashtag, and then you're going to click the drop down, and you're going to go today's dials, hit it, put the phone down, and go. It's a great way to be effective using some of these tools. Just an FYI. So let me bring it back around to the DNC. And then I see a Q&A and a chat question. I'll jump on those. Thanks for your patience. Ultimately, if you have a list of DNC, do not call contacts, and you want to upload those to KV Core, you have to send them to your admin. Your admin will then take those, and he or she will navigate to the phone option by clicking the drop-down menu in the upper right, and then they're going to have an option for the do not call list. Agents do not. So they're going to click on that, and they can either add it over here on the right one by one or add a bulk. But we all learned today that even so, it doesn't stop me or prevent me. So be aware, keep your eyes open. I'm not saying it's not an important thing. I'll tell you what, I block numbers all the time, and I'm definitely on a do not call, and it's a big deal. And, you know, people can get in trouble. I'm not saying I don't respect it. My frustration is more like, well, why don't we make it just so they can't call them? Would be my thought. And that was my suggestion. So, you know, we're doing it for them. So I'd say, oh, I didn't see the DNC. You know what I mean? And the other tip to think about strategically, that does not mean I can't send you a text. You're on a do not call list. You're not on a do not text list. Now, they can certainly unsubscribe. And if they do, that's the way it goes. And if I had their email, just because they're do not call doesn't mean I can't email them. So let's not miss an opportunity simply by seeing that red DNC. So that's all I have for DNC, folks. Let's see what I have in the chat. Gwen, that is correct. Hashtags are for your eyes only. It's your own personal way to create your own groups, your own labels, your own stages. Let me give you some ideas here because they are infinite. You know, hashtags as something for the mobile dialer, like I was suggesting, at least one use case, right? Another use case could be maybe stages of where they're looking to buy, 1 to 3 months, 3 to 6 months. Maybe they're a cash buyer. Maybe they're an FHA, a VA. Maybe they're pre-approved. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're a past client. Maybe they're a friend of Wilbur's over here. Maybe you met them at church. Any and all these things help you categorize, because once you hashtag them, and yes, they're for your eyes only, I can't see them, no admins see them, no one else in your organization sees them. And after you start creating your own hashtag library, let's call it, they'll be available for dropdown for you to quickly use. Just don't use spaces. You don't even need the symbol. So if I wanted to say Leah over here, she's like, you know what, Brett, I'm thinking 1 to 3 months. I could put you in a stage and start using this across the board. And then I can filter in my smart CRM, show me everybody that's in the 1 to 3 months hashtag. So the way I would do that, let's say I did that 1 to 3 months, I would go to my CRM. And then when I got to my CRM, I'd go to filters. And if there's some much deeper filters here below the statuses up above. But if you go down to contact details, I could say, show me a buyer or show me a seller. You can search by hashtag and also search by hashtags are not. So you can exclude things like just browsing, right? Or, you know, next year, or needs to sell first, or 1031 exchange, or any and all these things. If I here in my hashtag said, show me everybody that has 1 to 3 months, if you've been diligent in starting to categorize, I could select that, and then it would give me my group of people that are all 1 to 3 months. Here would be an even better use case for a real estate professional, not better, but equally as good. Let's say this person wanted a pool, right? I knew they wanted a pool. Maybe they wanted a view of ocean, right? I get, because there's no limit to how many hashtags you can create for any one contact. I can do it individually. I can do it in a mass. So let's say I get a listing. Guess what? It has a pool and a view of the ocean. So then I could go to my CRM and I real quickly could say, okay, show me everybody that I've given the hashtag pool to. And see how there'll be drop downs here if I've created it before. And if you haven't, just hit enter and you just did. And I also want to see, I don't think I have this one, but width of view or something, right? If I'd been using that, you see what I mean? Then I could pull up that group and then I could email them all my new listing or text them all my new listing or great news, everyone. I just got exactly what you're looking for. And that could also be things like locations. Now we're going to have location most likely here in the summary if they've been shopping on your website, and maybe, it's a friend of Barbara's or something, or where you met them, just little things to remind you about this person that helps you categorize and be able to search. That's all I'll say about hashtags. Sorry, get off on a tangent on that. Okay, I hope that helps. I'm gonna get back in the chat in order, friends. Deb, when you're adding birthdays, why do we have to click backwards by month and we don't really know the years? A great question, Deb. I don't have an answer for you. Let me review everyone what Deb's talking about. If you want to do birthdays, what you got to do is get to the leads record first. Well, actually, there's even one more step. Let me back up 2 steps. And then, Deb, apologies, and I'll tell you what I do know, and then hopefully we'll make that change sometime soon. Let's go to, what am I looking for? Birthdays, marketing on the left, marketing. My left side menu, marketing. Now, if I come in here, I'm going to find an option for, where is it? Did they move it on me? There it is, birthdays and anniversaries. Been a long day already, folks, sorry. So go ahead and learn more. So your first step is to make sure that all the statuses are toggled over so that when you turn it on the leads individual record, this will work. This has to happen first, okay? Contact statuses are how KV Core is organized. Its first fundamental organizational structure is based on statuses. Everybody's got to be in one of these and one of these only. All the automations are tied to this. This is a key thing to understand. But let's make sure they're turned on. They should be for you. This is a demo account. And so this one is what is this one? Birthdays. And over here on the right is anniversary of purchase. Let's make sure every status is turned on. Unless, I guess, there's a reason why you don't want to have one of these turned on. But for this to work, they all got to be toggled over. So if you want to see what existing ones we have already for you out of the box, can you change them? Yes. They get both a text and an email when you toggle this on at the leads individual record for both home purchase and birthday, but you got to know this info. This isn't magical, okay? You got to know those dates. If you want to see what it looks like, just click change template and it's going to show you. And it'll be branded to you. It'll be direct to your contact, your lead. You can change some of the way it runs, but it's going to run on the date you give it as a default. And then the same for the home anniversary. And again, you can change these quite easily. Okay, a link to your website. Now, how do you enable it? Let's go find a leads record. How do you do that? Well, a bunch of ways, by the way. You see that little magnifying glass here, right to the right of the KV Core platform logo in the upper left? You don't have to be in your CRM to search for a lead. I can click that, and if I know their name, their email, their phone number, I can search for it for any screen. Let's see if I have a test lead that I can pull up real quick. So if I just type my name, Brett, I'm going to get all my Bretts. And if I wanted to go straight to that Brett's record, I could do that from anywhere. So that's probably your fastest way. And actually, I can use this record as well. It doesn't matter. You can also go to your CRM. You could also click on it from the main dashboard. Anywhere you see a lead's name, you can click on it. It'll bring you straight to their record, or you can search using that magnifying glass. I like it because I don't have to, go over here and go over there. Okay, so once I'm here, to Deb's question, that I don't know why you can only go backwards, Deb, and I'm agreeing with you. I don't have an answer for that, other than that's what the developers decided, but I'm just reviewing how for everyone else how to do it. Is that fair? So definitely going to be a suggestion, and it's more intent. How shall I say it? More impactful if you do it than I do it. I mean, yeah, I work for them, but you say it, it's more important. But if you use that live chat and you give them a suggestion that says, why don't you have your birthdays when I'm searching for them this way, that's going to mean a lot. So having said all that, sorry, but no answer other than I agree with you. Here I am at the leads record. I'm in the upper left. I'm right at my name, Brett Fred, timeline. You see these 6 tabs? This is the leads record. If I go to profile details, everyone, profile details is 1 over from timeline, right underneath the name in the upper left. There is a ton of information you can add to your lead. Okay. If I select edit, I could add second, third phone numbers, their address, primary address, where they want to move, social media accounts for that person, valuation on their property, which, by the way, if you put this in, we'll send them a monthly average, not a CMA, but an average estimate based on recent solds for their property, right? What they really want in a home, spouse information. So just an FYI. But to the question at hand, birthdays and anniversaries, you'll find the home anniversary option in the second column from the left. I'm on under where it says referral source. If I scroll on down a bit, you're going to find under call texting options, last close. So, and this is key too for your past clients. You know, if I closed so-and-so back in 21, you know, I'm going to have to go back a year before now to get it to hit in this next month. Do you know what I mean? So if I closed you on this date, I'm going to put it there, then it would hit in August 22 and August 23 and August 24. And that's what Deb was talking about. The same thing applies for birthdays. You know, if I just closed you today, well, I could put in your close date today, just toggle over the send anniversary text and email. And yes, they get both. And then over on the far right-hand side, folks, that's where you can put the birthday in. And again, you know, if your birthday was coming up next month, I'd need to go back to 21 to next month to hit next month. You know what I mean? So there it is. You know, it's just when you're picking the birthday, here, sorry about this. Turn that darn thing off. There we go. You know, if I'm going to have to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, it's tedious. I'm not saying it's not. So agreeing with you, Deb, and I appreciate the feedback. Hit save, and now you're sending without having to remember a home anniversary and a birthday. Now, you might have seen the spouse in there, and you might have noticed that we have a spouse birthday. That does not apply for the spouse. Only the primary contact. Let me just get it out there. That is a feature coming, though, that if you had the spouse's birthday, that they would also get one on their birthday. We're not there yet. So if you want to send the spouse a birthday card, you're going to need to create a second contact to do that. Okay. All right. Let me get off that. Thanks for your patience, everyone. I'm seeing some questions. I'm going to get back in there and get them all answered. Hope that helps, Deb. Deb, you've had a few questions come in about campaigns. Are you able to add column to your import template to indicate what campaign you're going to sign a contract up for, or that they're currently signed up on Moxie? Let's take Moxie out of the equation, Deb. That's something we can't do, but let me keep going. Something basically to indicate the agent what campaign they should be on. Absolutely, Deb. Yes, that is on the lead import. We're going to ask you if you want certain campaigns on certain leads, you can indicate a column to do that. You can't. Upon import, something basically to indicate the agent what campaign they should be in, so the agent go back afterwards and do it. Okay. Could do that too. You could hashtag them. If so, what should that column be titled, and how would it show up in KV Core? Or do you use a hashtag? Hashtag is almost always my answer, Deb. Or add them as a group post buyer. Okay, great questions on importing. I bet some more of you have that. I'm going to keep moving fast as I can, friends. Appreciate everyone's patience. Lead imports. We have a team to help you do it. There's a form to help guide you through what you need to do. You navigate to your lead engine on the left-hand side, and you're going to find bulk import. You're going to get started. The prep work that needs to be done is that you just get them to a spreadsheet. We have a template to help guide you. Definitely let us handle it. Do not try to do this yourself. Trust me. You can schedule a one-on-one with my lead import team. No cost. It might not be today, but you can. They're pretty quick about it, and they know what they're doing. You're going to click submit file. It's going to pre-fill in your information. Here's all the fine print. It could take 3 business days. Give us all the info you can. We have a step-by-step guide here. And if I open that up, check this out. It brings you to our article. I'm going to put this in the chat. And in this article, we have a template. This template, oh, goodness gracious. Okay, make a copy. That's fine. I guess they changed it. That's fine. So once you make this copy, I can put this into the chat too. We basically instruct you here on the most important fields down here at the bottom. But if you click over just to template all fields, third one over from the left, we show you all the columns that we have. Can you rename them? Yes. Do you have to fill all of them in as is? No. But here's the thing about smart campaigns. Smart campaigns are based on status and type. What is status? Status is, let me click on a leads record. Bring your attention to the upper top client journey. These are the 7 statuses that all leads, all contacts have to exist in KV Core. See them? Sphere, prospect, new lead, active, client, contract, and close. There's a second level. What is it? Over here on the left, it's type. I'm a new lead, but I'm a buyer. I'm a new lead, but I'm a seller. I'm a new lead, but I'm a renter. For Sphere, we have homeowner and renter. You don't see it there, but just trust me. Everybody's got to be at least one of these statuses. And everybody has to be at least one of these types, but you could have more than one type. I have some past clients that are buyer and a seller. Why? Because they're really neither. These 2 things are essential in your import. And guess why this is important to your question about smart campaigns? Because we have campaigns for every status and every type that exists here, pretty much. So that means I have a new lead buyer, a new lead seller, prospect buyer, prospect seller. I have a Sphere homeowner, Sphere renter. I have active buyer, active seller, client buyer, client seller. You get the idea. So when you go through your import process and you accept the terms, and I go to the next button, it pre-fills the agent's name, or if you're doing it, it'll pre-fill your name, and you say, are they my leads, brokerage leads? Here's the file. We're going to ask you, what is the status? Because this is essential. So you're either going to say, 1, I have a column that says, like I showed you with this example, there's a status column. It's column G as in golf. So what is it? Is it a new lead? Is it a prospect? Is it a Sphere? Is it, an active lead? Is it a client, right? Bear with me. There it is. So keeping that in mind, oh, this is what I wanted, sorry. So you could already put them there, or you could import the whole thing as, well, they're all Sphere, or they're all prospect, or they're all new leads. If that's the case, that's easy. But if you have, and I'm imagining most people do, you need to make a column for that. Second, we give it a hashtag automatically. The hashtag will be the date that you imported it on. The hashtag will look exactly like, well, pretty much exactly like this format. It'll say import. It kind of has the backwards date. It'll say 2023, the month, and then the day. And then we usually break it up in some file batches, -1, -2, -3. So if I wanted to search in my CRM, I could pull up my imports by searching by hashtag. You do have the option to add additional hashtags. Maybe these leads are expireds. Maybe these leads are an old Zillow list. You could add a column for hashtags, which are also on this doc. Hashtags, let's see where and don't worry about it being in the exact same column. My team can format them. But sorry for this, everyone. I believe, there they are. Hashtags are in AA, right? So I could add multiple hashtags, think of them as labels, so I can find them once they're imported. I could say, whatever it is, okay? It could be anything. You can give multiple hashtags. So we're going to ask you, okay, well, what column is that? We're going to ask you about type, to have a column for that. Are these buyers? Are these sellers? Are you recruiting agents? Are these my vendors, my home inspector? You make a column in your spreadsheet, tell us what it is, that simple. Now here's finally, sorry, for your smart drip campaigns. The final question we ask all agents when importing is, do you want these leads to receive smart campaigns upon import? Now, you have two options. No, right? And yes, run noted smart campaigns, please. And it'll say, note, please specify campaign by name. Any campaign selected will be applied to all leads. Okay, so if I click this one, it says, which smart campaigns do you want? So you're going to need to be specific. And we give you a click out article to our smart campaign, you know, everything you'd ever want to know and more. But basically, if I had, you know, contract buyer, I would say, okay, I want the contract buyer, new lead buyer, active buyer. And by the way, we recommend you bring your past clients in as sphere and hashtag them past client. You might say, why? Why in the world do you then have a closed category? Well, here's the thing. This will blow your mind, Deb. So now hopefully you got an idea. Okay, they got default campaigns for all statuses and types. They have new lead buyer, new lead. So okay, I have them all out of the box. Can you change them? You bet. You can make your own, change them, whatever you want. But the way it works in KV Core is when you change a status, it changes the campaign automatically. So if I move this person to active, it just dropped the new lead campaign and added the active buyer campaign if it was a buyer, right? I move them to client, drops the active campaign and adds the client campaign. Notably, the active client and contract stages of the client journey are all task-based. These are just weekly reminders for you. You know, if you've engaged them and you're converting them, they were a new lead or a prospect, and now they're actively, that means you're actively talking to them. You just get weekly reminders. So although there is a campaign, it's just weekly task reminders. No information goes out to the client. But your takeaway here is that when you change status, it changes the corresponding campaign to help keep you on track, make sure they're in the right stage and bucket. I click them to contract, rewrite an offer, drops the client campaign and adds the contract. Again, task-based. But this is why we recommend you import your past clients as, not as closed, instead as sphere, and hashtag them over here on the left, past client. And maybe you say something like, however you want to do, past client, maybe the area you sold them in, maybe the year you sold them, you know, or you could just generalize past client. And the reason for it is this, at least if you use it as it is out of the box. The minute I moved you to closed, it attaches our closed campaign, which is designed and intended for those that you've actually closed in the system, because they're going to get an email 30 days from the day you click this button that says, can you believe it's been a month already? The campaign runs for a year. And at the end of the year, we recommend you then change them to sphere and then put them on a sphere campaign. Do you have to do it that way? No. Is it the easiest way to do it? Yes. And I hope that helps. I know my time's dwindling. Let me get back, move through these questions, friends. Thanks again for your patience. I hope that was helpful. Okay, Lynette, core present question. Are all the comparable properties presented in the printed version of the CMA report with all photos of each listing? That's a good question, Lynette. A lot of it's going to depend on your MLS. All of us are at the mercy of your MLS. So it's going to depend, number one, on what photos are in the MLS. Because I tell you, I've seen some MLS photos that have just like a garage picture and that was it. So let me just preface that by saying, well, yes, they all should be on there as you've created in your report per what's available in the MLS. That fair? Let's take a look. So for those of you that don't know, Core Presented is an add-on to KV Core. It's pretty sweet. It's a CMA tool. If you navigate over to marketing and you have this tool, you're going to have the flyout and you're going to find Core Present. Now, Core Present is like, it's a magical bundle in two, I like to say. Something like, yes, I can create a quick CMA, competitive market analysis, based on the criteria I set forth, based on your MLS, but it also has options for a listing presentation. Now, I'm going to, for time's sake, stick to your question, Lynette, specifically, and not go over everything here, unless I need to, of how to set it up. We do have weekly training for Core Present, everybody. those of you that are interested, and we have a self-paced quick start course. So before I jump in, if I may, as an instructor, I have to tell you, navigate to your support and training on the left, go to your learning portal. That was left-hand side, lower left, support and training. I went to learning portal, and there's Core Present right there. So we do have a self-paced course, the Core Present Quick Start, and at the conclusion, we offer, you'll have an option to sign up for our weekly webinar. Every single week, I think some of you might have already attended this. I do have a little bit of information out there. I'm not sure if you're one of them, Lynette, but anyway. So something to keep in mind. Let's get back to it. So there is some self-paced, training here. So the question was about comparable properties, and on a printed out version, including all those photos. It should, per your MLS. What she means is this, for those of you that don't. I opened up Core Present from the Marketing tab. This first stage, we have many options, okay? But I'm going to focus on just the CMA part. Believe it or not, I use this also to present an offer. So it's not just limited to, I want to win the listing. You know, if I'm putting forth an offer, I'll run some comps and just see, you know, they're like, let's offer them this, or how much should we offer them, or what's the lowest we can go, kind of thing. But if I wanted to win the listing, the first thing you need to do is put in an address. It's important to note here that this particular part is not MLS data. This is publicly available data, typically tax data. It does not mean if it doesn't confirm the address that it's broken, you're just going to have to manually put on all the details. I'll take a quick look in my listings. I'm just going to randomly pick something in my MLS here if I can. Bear with me. I don't know those markets. Give me 2 secs here, folks. I just went to my listing CRM. Your MLS is synced with the platform. It's just showing me the high school. Bonkers. Let me try one more. So don't expect to see a drop down. It's just showing me high schools. Well, I guess I'll pick that. What the heck? Oh, no matching results, of course. All right, doesn't matter. I'll just pick one of these then. Somewhere in Arizona. Don't know this market. So I'm just going to pick this address. I'm going to pop it in. Hopefully, gosh darn it. Password managers is going to give me a validation here. This one isn't. Chino Valley. But that's okay. And that's what I want you to know too. Doesn't mean anything's broken. Yeah, it's not pulling up for me here quite yet. But this first step, let me see if I got to find one for you folks. Why aren't you letting me? Let's try this one. I didn't even know that we were integrated with the Arizona MLS. I thought it was just California. Oops. Still nothing? Okay, one more and then I won't waste any more of your time. I know you have questions, so bear with me. Sorry about this. One problem with using a demo account, sometimes they make changes. Let's do this. There we go. Cabo Way. That's the way to make it work, people. All right, I went for the straight polygon map. See if this one does it. Of course, it's not for me right now. Okay, embarrassing. So if that doesn't happen and you don't have the info, you can manually put it in to build your comp. Now, I'm just going to go back to the main one and use an example here because I know our time's dwindling here. And so I picked one. I think you get the idea, though, that just know when you create this, let's use this web version, that you have a PDF version, which would be recommended for the printout. Oh, I see now what you're saying now that you ask it. No, it will not. Because when you're on your CMA, let me see if I can pull up a different CMA here, because I know I've built some here. I didn't know this account wasn't prepared to do this, folks, so apologies on that. When you're building the CMA, here, let me do this. Bear with me. I'm just going to pop into an account that I know works. This is how you tap dance when things don't go exactly correctly. What you're saying, I know I understand what you're saying now. Just click that it's not going to do what you think it is. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but you would have to print those out. At least you'll have the right expectation. All right, I just went into my own personal account here. So let me go for when the listing. Let me price this property. I bet this one works. Maybe, maybe not. I'll use an example of an existing one I have a CMA for. There's one, web version. Okay. So when you're using the web version, these reports are interactive. So like when I look at this, let's say this was the property that I ran a CMA for. These icons, these little pins are interactive, synced with your MLS, right? So let's go to the next page. Here's my actual comps. Let's pick some of these average active comps. Let's say it's this one, terrible example. But when I clicked on that, it's going to show me the photos per your MLS. But if you have a printout version, it will not be interactive. All they could see is this. Does that make sense? I think that's where you were going with that. So I would recommend to give both. If they're a client that really likes having hard paper, you're going to have to do one of two things. One, print it out, and you'll have this full report. You know, you can print out with all the stats on it, right? And the averages and comps and your suggestions, but only with the web will it be interactive that I can pull up all these other ones and have full MLS listings. Does that make sense? Otherwise, what you're going to need to do, if you want them to see all this stuff, printed out version, you're going to have to print it out from your, you know, either from your listings tab in your CRM, which you can do, I believe, and or from your MLS. Make sense? Let me keep going. Hope that helps, Lynette. Sorry to get off track there, but yeah, no, not on a printout. Yes, on the web link. Because remember, when you have that report, let me close this down, go back to the main dashboard. All your reports you've ever created will be down here below, and I can just quickly copy either the web link here or the PDF link. The web link is interactive. The PDF will not be, okay? When you group text them, can clients see that they are part of a group text? Virginia, no, they cannot. It will look like it's absolutely individual to them. I don't see a status field in our CSV download from Moxie. Not surprised. Not every company uses the same kind of idea. What I would recommend, well, let me finish reading your question. How did the contacts get marked in KV Core as newly got it? Search criteria, don't see Bed Bath, min, price, max, got it. CSV, how does search criteria transfer over? Do we create those fields manually, fill them out on the CSV? Hopefully I'm pronouncing this right. Tanyeli? Hopefully you caught this earlier. When you go to your lead engine and you go to bulk lead import and you let us handle it and you submit the file, if you go to that example, I think I still have it up. Do I? No, I closed it. Let me pull it up one more time. Sorry about that, everybody. The step-by-step guide. If you were to give us and didn't indicate status, they're all going to come in as prospect. And I think this is not good because I bet you they're not all prospect. So if you use this template and you just took your leads wherever you have them right now and popped them all in here, would probably be the easier thing to do, in my opinion. But I would walk through the process if you haven't done this part yet and just add the column. It doesn't even matter where you put it. Add a status column. So if you look at the bottom, welcome, commonly used fields, template all fields. I'm down here at the bottom left. If you go to the template all fields, this is the example you could use. The columns are already in there. Again, they don't have to be exactly like that. But for us to put in price range area, we got to have a column for it. You don't have to put it into import. And I'm glad you're thinking through this. I think it's essential. You can even turn on search alerts automatically for that client if you have price and area, because we'll ask you that question at the end of, you know, when I was walking through this part, and then you say, yes, I accept. And then you go to the next page on the import at the very bottom. It says, do you want them to receive search alerts? Do you want them for smart campaigns? And do you want market reports? We can do this, but only if you have price and area on your import sheet. You follow? So it doesn't matter what you call it necessarily, but like, for example, on this sheet, it's you, as in what? Umbrella, price range here, right? So there you go. Great question. You should have a status column unless they're all the same, would be my advice. If they're all prospect, don't worry about it. That's our default. But if that's not the case, doesn't matter where, add a column that says status. And if you look on this sheet I just shared with you in the chat, if you go back to the second tab from the left, there's the welcome one. We're saying, hey, welcome here. Check out these tabs. Go to commonly used fields. And we say right here what all the statuses are. This is all filled out for you. All the things that are the most important. And then if you go to the third one, it's all blank with just the column headers. Hope that helps. Let me keep going. Thanks, everybody. Trying to go in order here. Good questions firing through. Sorry about all that. Let's see. Is there a way hey, Melissa, see a list of upcoming birthdays but not have it send automatic tests? No, Melissa, that would be really cool, though. In our CRM, let me close a couple of these down here, folks. Bear with me. Oof. Y'all notice nowadays we have so many darn tabs open on our systems? I don't know about you guys and gals, but poof. Okay, when we go to the CRM, I believe that we can filter for birthday, right? So what I did is I went to CRM, I selected filters, CRM on the left, and then I went down to contact details. I expanded it. You'll see I have some filters for that because you say a list of upcoming. You know, you're not going to get the upcoming birthdays though, Melissa. That is not a feature we have. I think that would be sweet. I mean, I can see who does have a birthday and get that list, but I would not be able to, at a glance, see whose is actually coming up unless I clicked on the leads record. That makes sense. Sorry, Deb. Great idea though. If anyone on the chat can change their to, okay, got you, Deb. Thanks. Deb, can you edit the steps, tasks, emails within a campaign contact per contact, or can you only do it as a whole for everyone who's assigned to that campaign? It's a good question, Deb. Well, let's answer the first part of that. I'm going to go to marketing on the left. I'm going to find smart campaigns. So I went to marketing, I went to smart campaigns. In our smart campaign library, there are 3 sections. There's my campaigns. I'm up here in the upper left. These are all the ones that are in my library personally as an agent. And I can see over in the far right if they're turned on or not. If they're not turned on, then they're not available to use. So they need to be turned on, just by the way. And when you do turn on a campaign, it's not retroactive. It does not go back and attach to leads in your system. It just means from this moment forward, it's now available to use. Now, the question was, can you change the tasks and calls? Yes. So if I wanted to, let's say, for example, this default new lead buyer campaign, as your agent, this one is in all your agents already. I know that for a fact. So every one of your agents, no matter what you did, already has this campaign in the library. It's most likely turned on. They are not going to be able to edit over here on the right until they clone it. I don't want to get deep in the weeds here, folks, but it's a simple thing, really. If you pull up a campaign and you only over here on the right see a view button and you don't see edit and remove, then you don't own it. So all you got to do is clone it, turn the other one off, turn this one on, and then you can edit it to your heart's content. So if I wanted to clone this and I did not have a view button here, or excuse me, an edit button here, I would go to clone campaign. And it's very simple. Don't change a thing. Just go next, 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 finish. You cloned it. Now you can edit it. And it will say now in the parentheses, it's a copy. So if I wanted to change one of these tasks, for example, or one of these calls, and it's an interesting thing to note, it's not just emails and texts that go out to your client. It's also from the system to the agent, reminders, you know, send them a text, give them a call. And this one runs for 2 years, for example, right? If I wanted to edit any of these, I could simply edit it, click edit, and change it right on the spot. I could say, do this thing. I could change the time, you know, the date. I could add my own. So that's how you would do your own. Now, further to your question, Deb, I'm assuming you're probably an admin. You could technically come in here at the company level. So if I went to marketing, smart campaigns, and then at the very top, notice the inside upper left, Deb, where it says KV Core Training Team. If I change that, oh, I'm logged in as a team admin. I'm not a company admin. I can put company there if I was a company admin, and then I would be able to see all company level campaigns. If I, for example, and the default new lead buyer is a great example since everyone has it and it's at the company level, there's 11. There's many more than that, but those are the default ones. If I, as the company admin, came in here and I'm at the company scope up top, and I added something right here for all your agents. So Deb, you could do this for your company admin, and I could say, well, on day whatever, day 12, I want to add this, like call Deb on this day, or send me this update on that day. You could do it quite easily right here. And if you did it at the company scope, all agents would see it as well. Does that make sense? So if I'm doing it at the agent level, it's just for me. But if I'm a company admin and I made a change to a company level campaign, and you can tell over here in the far, far right where it says scope. Do you see that far right to the right of status? Most likely it's going to say company. And if it is company, that means that myself as an admin, I could edit that and it would affect every campaign for all agents, if that makes sense. It wouldn't affect anything that they did personally, but it sure would. There's not, Melissa. Yeah. Just you can see upcoming birthdays, but you can't have it send up a text unless you manually stopped that, Melissa. So here would be the example. You just pulled up everybody that has a birthday. Here they all are. I could click, I can't see much from here, but I could click on this one. If I didn't want a birthday to, or it to go out to them, I would have to do one of two things. One, unsubscribe them from texts under the more actions on the right, which would unsubscribe them completely. Or I would go back to the profile details and toggle this off for the birthday. That would be your only way. Okay. Deb, I had an agent state that when they were viewing the smart campaign, there's an option to view my website, but the link didn't go through the agent's website. Deb, it wouldn't in the testing phase. Okay. So if they were looking at a leads record here, and well, it depends. Let me read that one more time. Sorry. Let's say they're reviewing the smart campaign. Okay, they're viewing the smart campaign. Right. It's not gonna perform like it's going to at that level. It's not going to go anywhere, but it will be that agent's website. Of that, I can tell you with 100% certainty. So if I was viewing marketing and I went to smart campaigns and I was peeking on the default new lead buyer campaign and I was looking through one of these emails, let's see what this one says. See how I have like agent cell phone, agent email? I can't click on any of these. Now, if they're seeing the other copy, which they might have in the leads record, still, if they want to test it, they need to add themselves as a test lead and not, or listen to this one, not use the email that they log in with. It does not work. So if you'll notice in the upper right, if you want to know what that email is, we encourage testing. It's actually a big part of part 2 of our training, but you just can't use your own email, or you can't use your own phone number either. But if they did, they would get the email sent to them and they would see when they clicked on view my website, it would go to their website. I guarantee it. All those things when I'm looking at these messages are what we call merge tags. And although I can't do anything with it right here, when sent to me, the consumer, it would have the agent's first name. It would have their office. It would have their cell phone. It would have their website. So I'm sure that person probably saw one of those here. Or even if they were on the birthday and anniversary one, it's not going to work from the viewing part. Okay, if they really want to test it, go for it. Just don't use the email that you log into the system with, and they'll be able to test it just fine. I hope that helps. Sylvia, it's a good question. Sylvia's asking, does the birthday email change each year? It doesn't, actually. And you can edit it. It's pretty easy to edit. I'm not saying that we won't, because I know that we add Happy New Year every year, so it'll be 2024. And we changed it for 23. But I can also tell you that our Halloweens and our Thanksgivings have not changed in ever since we have them in there. It's a good thing to note. I'll tell you what, though, it is so easy to change. You literally can just pull that up and swap a photo on there, hit save, and it's done. So it's really quick and easy to do. Maybe we can talk about that in a future session. I'm going to keep going. I don't see a status field. Okay, I answered that one. Hopefully, Tanyeli, you're just going to add a column for status. Please do that. Why is the snooze calls only short times, Ken? 6 months, 3 years. Agreed, Deb. Something that we could do better on. First person to tell you there. You know, if I'm at my calls here, for example, let me see a past due over here. When I'm snoozing these, right? These are my only options that we have. If this is what you're talking about, 21 hour, 3 one day, 3 next week, 1 week. But like you say, why not 6 months? Because maybe it's appropriate. I will tell you that you can edit tasks a little differently. Not the calls. Let's see what they tell me in the snooze. The snooze is the same, but check this out on the leads record. If I go to Smart CRM and just pull up any old lead, you'll notice at the top, upper left, I have timeline, details, alerts, files, transactions, and then there again, tasks. If I was going to create a task for someone, I believe when you do this, that you can just reschedule it for exactly the time you want. But it's not a snooze. I know that's not what you're saying. I do know that so I'm agreeing with you. You can't. That would be a nice feature. It looks like 1 week is our max on that. If I was creating a call, what I like about these two, I just went to the top, and you could do this from a leads record, and I was calling someone, and then I logged it from the platform, my laptop. You can schedule it to repeat, which I think is pretty cool too on that one. So if I wanted to repeat every month, just a cool little thing that we have I like to do. Oh, that's our new chat GPT thing. Anyway, all right, let me get back to it. Sorry, everyone. Can you mass change the status? You can. You absolutely can change the mass status of your contacts. Thank God. You can't with type, though, Deb. So let me show you what I mean. I'm in my Smart CRM, and I know I'm running a little late, and I'm a little late to my next class, but I'm going to do my best to answer all these that I can. So stick around if you can. And apologies for the person that's waiting to teach another class behind me. It's okay. So here we are. I'm in my Smart CRM. I want to mass change. Now that I have a better understanding of status, I'm like, oh, now that I know that, maybe I want these to be, past client or sphere, or hopefully you're doing the sphere and then mass hashtagging them all past client, whatever it is. You're going to select that whole group that you want to change, or the group that you do. You're going to go to more actions at the top, and you're just going to change status. So it can only be one at a time. I can change one to another, but yes, you can mass do it. You should be able to do 250 per page, as few as 10. And the same with hashtags. If I wanted to hashtag all these people in mass, I could. But the one thing I can't do is change them all to buyer or seller. That's individual and kind of a pain. We're working on something like that, because we're adding adding search alerts in mass here. Oh, there it is. We just added it. So I can now add mass search alerts. Do we have the reports yet? I know we were going to do market reports too. No, not yet. Anyway, hope that helps. Can you upload lists of contacts from open house apps other than KV Core open house app, or do they need to be manually added? It's recommended to use the open house app. For those of you that don't know, there is an open house app that comes included with the platform. It can be run on tablets, phones. When anybody signs up through this this open house app, they're automatically added to KV Core, even if you don't have internet when they're entered. And as soon as you do, all those will immediately upload to the system. Now, Deb, if it's from another source, you'd have to follow the regular lead imports process and flow. Do you know what I mean? So if I didn't use the KV Core mobile, open house, which I don't know why you wouldn't. It's included, it's free, it's easy, you can configure it, and it's automatically synced to the platform and has a smart drip campaign already built for you that you can just turn on. But having said all that, you'd go through the spreadsheet format, give it to us in a spreadsheet, go to the lead engine, go to bulk import, you'd give them a hashtag of open house so you could label them, or you could give them a source of open house too, I suppose. Good question. I have myself in as a new buyer lead. I received a text shortly after that thanking me for requesting property, but I haven't looked at any property info. Yeah, it's a strategy, Deb. And that's, some people don't really like some of our questions and they want to change them immediately. What I can tell you is these have been tested a lot. Typically, when someone signs up on your website, that's the new lead buyer campaign. And Deb, this is a good point. When is a lead a new considered new? From the KV Core perspective, it's when they sign up on your website. Anybody who signs up on your website is considered a new lead. I'm either a buyer, a seller, or a renter. That's it, depending on what I looked at. So if I'm on Deb's website and I click a few times, it asks for my email, and maybe I was looking at the value of my home, or maybe I was just browsing listings, I'm going to immediately come to you as a new lead buyer. You should try that. Sign up on your website. Don't use your email and watch what happens. The new lead buyer campaign would automatically attach. The text that goes out says, thanks for requesting property info on our site. Does that make more sense of how that works? Now, if you added yourself as a new lead and assigned that campaign, yeah, it makes sense. Maybe you want to tweak that campaign. Maybe you make a clone and change that first sentence. But that's why it says that, because the assumption is they signed up on your website. And the automation is that when they do sign up on your website, that the campaign automatically attaches. And that only happens for new leads, right? All the other ones you got to attach manually. But if they sign up and you have the new lead buyer campaign turned on, the new lead buyer campaign is going to attach. You're going to get texted, email, called by the platform. They get a text in 7 minutes. You get a call and a task. The process begins. Good questions. I'm going to have to wrap this up here. I'm going so long. I'm so sorry. Received a message from an agent that had contacted me, added to her CRM from the open house app. Okay. She had not sent them any communication or any automations. However, she got an email notification that contacted unsubscribe. How does this happen? Well, I can tell you, Deb, they didn't magically get added. They got in there somehow. Somebody put their information in there. I mean, it just doesn't happen. It can't. There's no way for that to happen unless she imported leads and said they were an open house source, or they signed up on there. So maybe this person didn't understand that that campaign automatically attached, because there is a campaign that automatically attaches for open houses. The idea is to save the agent's time, right? So I'm running an open house. People sign in on the open house app. As soon as they have internet, even at that moment, if they do, that campaign attaches and stuff starts happening. And you know what? If that open house is in Carlsbad, California, I'm going to start sending you properties from Carlsbad, California, because that's what it does. So if she doesn't want that to happen, she should go to her, number one, turn off the campaign. I don't know why you wouldn't want to do that, but guess what? It's a bummer. People unsubscribe. It's part of the game. No one can stop that. So I can't say why she should unsubscribe, but I can tell you that we do not market, we, the company, to just like get people to go to people's websites. Someone had to know that website. She either gave it to her, saw it, maybe she found it, she gave her email and said, I don't want it anymore. It's possible. It's a bummer, part of the game. That would be my thoughts. Well, if the leads had hashtag sphere, that is not a status. That is a hashtag. So they would have come in as prospects if it wasn't identified by status, that you said, well, this one's a prospect, this one's a sphere, this one is active, this one's a client. If there was a hashtag sphere, that would fall in the hashtag column. That would not count as the status. It's both CSV or Excel. It can be either for the import sheet. Deb, there is. We do have a chat transcript, so I'll see the questions on the side. I'll see what else I can get for you. But sure, you bet. I'll put together whatever I can. This is gonna have to be the last one here, folks. I'm so sorry I didn't get to everyone. Melissa and Moxie were able to link an MLS property to a buyer as a transaction. Can't figure out how to do that in KV Core, nor can I figure out how to record transaction manual in their record as ability to do this. Big question, Melissa. Depends on your particular brokerage, and I'm not sure of the details on that. What I mean by that is we do have integration with some transaction management software, but it has to be done. Meaning it doesn't happen like automatically and you can't link it. Example, and if I go to my marketplace over on the left, I believe all we're integrating right now, we just did BrokerMint. We also do .loop. We have sky slope integration. Okay, so those are our three. If your brokerage uses one of these three and has chosen to integrate them, then yes, you would have a transaction button over here. If not, then no. And same on the leads record. So this button that you'd see on the side over here, you would only see this if at the brokerage level, you folks integrated with one of those three. And there are possibilities that you could do something else than that, but not out of the box. That might require a statement of work. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying it's impossible, but the ones we do have, dot loop, sky slope, and recently we just added brokerment. So if I was on a leads record, like you're saying, I know exactly what you're thinking right here. If I went to the transactions up here, I would see my steps, disclosures signed and done here on the leads record, but only in that case. Hope that helps. Sorry about that. So if you guys and gals have that, well, then let's get that sorted out. I can't find a video that shows how to import contact leads in KV Core Cruise. No problem. You're going to navigate to your lead engine on the left-hand side. Lead engine. You're going to go to bulk lead import. You can find it in the upper right or on the main dashboard. So I went lead engine from any screen. I found bulk import, done. Start an import. There's your video right there. Let us handle it. Let us handle it. And I mean that. Don't try to do it yourself. I'm not saying you couldn't, but why? Don't waste your time. Watch this short little video. Then you're going to submit file. Once you submit file, it's going to pull up this screen here. You're going to read some of the fine print, 3 days. You're going to accept, and you're going to move on to the next screen. But wait, before you do, here's another video for you. I'm going to share this in the chat for you. Here it comes. Keep an eye out. Click on this. If you scroll on this importing document I sent to you, we have a 7-minute video right here on how to format your leads. It's super easy. It's easier than you think. Hope that helps. Sorry. Okay, hope that helps. Cruise, Deb. Sure, Deb. If you're working with Jason, fire those over through him to me would be great. Sylvia, thank you for that. The video message, I think I'm gonna end on this because I'm so late. I'm gonna be in trouble. It's always something. But the core video, not to you folks, that's on my end. Don't you worry. I'm happy to help. We have something called core video. It's powered by BombBomb. You all get 10 free. That's 10, 8, 9, 10 of these per month, calendar month, 1st to the 30th. So if I was in my smart CRM like I am right now, you'll notice if I wanted to send a video message and I tried to do more than one person, you're not going to be able to. You want to know why? Because that is a limitation of the free included one. Although it's powered by BombBomb, all you can do is 10 individual video messages per month. So if I had one selected here and I hit video message, I can do it right now. I would just flip on my recorder. I'd record it and send it. Here's the thing. The free version, you can't save it. I can't text it. I can't do to more than one person at a time. That's the limitation. But it's use it or lose it, folks. That means you're going to get 10 every month, whether you use them or not. Why not use them? But just know that you're going to have to do them on the fly. You're not going to be able to save them. If you want the full deal, we call it Core Video. And yes, it is powered by BombBomb. And folks tell me it's actually cheaper than going to BombBomb. I don't know if that's true or not. But if you go for the premium version, I believe it's $30 a month. You can like save your videos, reuse them. You can put them in smart drip campaigns. Think about that. On day 7, you're going to send them a video. You could do that. You could send via text. I could send up to 250 at a time. There it is, video messages. I can do it from the CRM or on the individual leads record. Over here on the right-hand side where it says core video, does everyone see that? Where you can text and email. And for the question on core present, you can also run core presents for that CMA right from the leads record. But if I went to core video, I could send it to them one-off. Just again, you can't save it, can't text it, can't reuse it. So it's just going to be what it is. Okay, folks. Hey, thanks so much. And sorry I couldn't get to everyone's questions. Appreciate your patience. Happy for you to have me today. This was really my first one, and I don't know, about a year that I've done one of these. So thanks for being kind to me. Deb, reach out through Jason. I'll do whatever I can to do. I gotta go, folks. Thanks so much for your time. The recording will be made available on Facebook. It will be made available on, what's the other one? Our YouTube channel. Stand by. Take care. Thanks, everyone. My name's Brett. Take care.